مرحبا أهلا وسهلا بكم. Welcome to lesson 3 of our Let's Speak Arabic Unit 3, and it's all about holidays and travel. Now let's build on what we have learned in lesson 1 and lesson 2. In this lesson we're going to be constructing short sentences, and then we'll break them down into pieces, into vocabulary. Sentence number 1. See whether you can recognize something. أين صديقك؟ أين صديقك؟ أين, we have learned that in lesson 3 or lesson 2. And it means أين, where. Where, أين. صديق, صديق is a male friend. Ka at the end indicating that I'm speaking to you as a male, singular. أين صديقك? Where is your friend? Ka is an attached pronoun indicating to whom I am speaking. Now, if I'm speaking to you and you are a woman, I would say أين صديقك? Where is your friend? أين صديقك? Where is your friend? Now, what about if I want to ask about a female friend? I would say أين صديقات? So not صديق, صديقات. I'm adding the two at the end, which is your ta marbuta. But in this case, we're going to open it up. أين صديقاتك? Where is your female friend? أين صديقاتك? Where is your female friend? That ki means I'm speaking to a woman. Okay. Now let's contemplate an answer. An answer from you as a male, you can say سافر. سافر. Look at the sin, fa and ra in that order. Just ignore all the interferences of other letters. We agreed in lesson 2, I think even lesson 1, to say this means something about travel. But سافر is a verb, and that means he traveled. سافر, he traveled. What about if you want to say she traveled? You say سافرت. You put at the end. So أين صديقك? Where is your friend? That's male friend. Oh, سافر, he traveled. أين صديقاتك? Where is your female friend? سافرت, she traveled. Good. Keep comparing and contrasting, and you will soon get hang of it. Next question. إلى أين سافر? You can simply say أين سافر. إلى أين سافر. إلى is a preposition meaning to. أين means where. Safara means he traveled. So altogether becomes إلى أين سافر? Where did he travel? Or to where did he travel? إلى أين سافر? If you want to ask about a woman, you say إلى أين. Those remains the same because it's just particle. إلى أين سافرت? Where did she travel? إلى أين سافرت? Good. Let's look at the answer. If you want to say he traveled to wherever, you will say سافر. That means he traveled. إلى, to, and then Misr, for instance. to Egypt. إلى أين سافر. سافر, he traveled. إلى مصر, to Egypt. What about a woman? إلى أين سافرت. Where did she travel? سافرت, she traveled. إلى مصر, to Egypt. Just keep R on the verb as we are amending it slightly to indicate we are talking about she rather than he. Okay, so far so good. A quick revision on that one. أين صديقك؟ سافر. إلى أين سافر؟ سافر إلى مصر. Feminine version. أين صديقتك؟ سافرت. إلى أين سافرت؟ سافرت إلى مصر, to Egypt. She traveled to Egypt. Next question. مع من سافر. You know we're asking about a man here. مع, what's مع? And what is من? مع من سافر. We know سافر means he traveled. What about مع? مع means with. مع, with. من means who or whom. So, translate it for me then. مع من سافر. That means with whom did he travel? مع من سافر. With whom did he travel? If you want to ask about a woman, you say مع من سافرت. Keep R on the verb. With whom did she travel? And the answer? سافر. You know that's a man. That means he traveled. سافر بمفرده. سافر بمفرده. Any idea what بمفرده means? It means alone, by himself. Poor things. سافر بمفرده. He traveled alone. What about a woman? We say سافرت. سافرت. She traveled. بمفردها. Not بمفرده. بمفردها. She traveled alone. So the attached pronoun there is her. بمفردها. She traveled alone. Okay, that's about as verb he did, she did. What about when we want to say you did something? The principle was already been established in lesson 2, and that principle is this. Whenever you want to say to somebody in front of you, you did something, the original verb of he did, the sound at the end of it, you cut it short. In this case, safara becomes safar. You put what we call sukun, just cut the sound short. Sudden stop. Safara becomes safar. Then you add attached pronoun. If you are speaking to a man singular, you say safarta. You traveled. If you're speaking to a woman, singular, safar, and then you say ti. If you want to say I did something, again the same exercise, the last sound, cut it short. This time, don't add ta, don't add ti, you say tu. And that is a gender neutral. A woman will say safartu, I traveled. A man will say safartu, I traveled. I'm explaining all this because this channel is not just to learn one odd phrases here and there. No, we want to give a thorough treatment to any theme that we're dealing with here. So we are just at the beginning of the holidays and travel phrases and vocabulary and you name it. So bear with me. It's only lesson 3. So a sentence is here to illustrate that. Okay, if I'm speaking to you now and you're a man and I say wa anta means wa means and. Anta means you or you are, as a single male I'm speaking to. Wa anta and you. If I'm speaking to a woman, I'll say wa anti and you. So wa anta and you. هل سافرت أو هل سبق لك أن سافرت إلى مصر? Have you previously traveled to Egypt? هل سبق لك? لك means I'm speaking to you as a man, for you. هل سبق لك أن سافرت إلى مصر? If I'm speaking to a woman, the same structure, just I meant a little bit of ending. هل سبق لك rather than لك. هل سبق لك أن سافرت rather than سافرت. هل سبق لك or هل سبق لك, speaking to a woman, أن سافرت إلى مصر? The answer, both of them will answer the same way. نعم, you can say نعم, yes. سافرت, I traveled. That could be a man speaking or a woman speaking, the same. سافرت, I traveled. إلى مصر, to Egypt. من قبل, before. Or في السابق, in the past. نعم, yes. سافرت, I traveled. إلى مصر, to Egypt. من قبل, before. Or في السابق, in the past. Next question. متى سافرت إلى مصر? When you say سافرت, you know I'm speaking to you as a man. You're a man. متى, that is means when. Another interrogative particle. When. متى سافرت إلى مصر? When did you travel to Egypt? When I'm speaking to a woman, I will say متى سافرت إلى مصر? When did you travel to Egypt? Both of them will answer the same, using the verb the same way. سافرت, I traveled. So a woman will say سافرت, a man will say سافرت, I traveled. إلى مصر, to Egypt. العام الماضي. العام means year. The year, الماضي is an adjective, means past. العام الماضي, last year. Or السنة الماضية means last year as well. You have two words for year. Either you use al-ama, which is a masculine word. That's why we say al-madi. So adjective, and the noun that is modifying has to be the same gender. Al-am al-madi. If you use another word for year, which is in this case a feminine word, as-sanata, an adjective also has to be feminine. As-sanata al-madiya, last year. They mean the same thing. Al-am, al-sanat is the same. But no doubt some people are very pedantic. They will say, oh no, ama means when you use you use for something that positive and something which is enjoyable experience, and sanata, something very challenging. Don't worry about that. It is the same. Mean sana, mean year. One of them is masculine word, the other one is feminine. That's all. Make it easy. Come on, chill out, man. العام الماضي السنة الماضية. Well done. It may sound challenging, but if you listen to my advice, studying as we are going along, we are setting now the scene. We have not even been to the airport yet. We've learned about passport and tickets and the verb to buy, and now the verb to travel, as we've just explained. So we take it step at a time, and we'll get there, inshallah, God willing. Well done. Please distribute this or send it to your contacts for me, and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And remember, I'm fundraising for my charity, Helping Hands for Education, and the link is below. Please click and make your donation. Thank you so much. Meantime, see you next lesson, inshallah. In the meantime, مع السلامة, إلى اللقاء, في أمان الله.